Hello, I'm Megan, and this is Jessie.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Megan, do you want to play Simon Says?
Oh, I love that game. Who's going to be Simon?
How about if we're the Simon?
Well, I'm not sure if that will work, but we can try it.
Okay, ready, go. Simon says, look down.
Simon says, look up.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Some games like Simon Says are just better when there's only one person in charge. Can you imagine playing Follow the Leader if everyone was a leader?
Ugh, that gives me a headache.
You know, Jesse, in today's Bible story, God reminded his people that he is the only God and the people should obey him alone. Let me tell you what happened. Moses and the Israelites had been wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. Some of the people were old now. They had been young when Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt away from the angry king. Some of the people were young. They had been born in the wilderness. Their mommies and daddies and grandmas and grandpas told them stories about how God helped them. Now the Israelites were almost to the land God promised to give them. The promised land would be their new home. But before they could go into the land, Moses had something to say. Moses was very old now, and God wanted Moses to give the people an important message. So that is just what Moses did. Moses told a story. The story was about all those years the Israelites had been in the wilderness. Did they remember what had happened? Many years ago, God told us to go into the promised land, Moses said. God promised this land to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to us, their future families. But we were afraid of the people who lived in the land, and we did not go in. We did not trust God. So God said that everyone who chose to disobey him would not enter the promised land, not even me. God said that only the children and Joshua and Caleb who had trusted God completely would go in. Moses had begged God to let him go into the promised land, but God said no. God told Moses to make Joshua the leader of the Israelites, so that is what Moses did. Joshua would go with the Israelites into the promised land. Then Moses reminded the Israelites of God's commands. Follow these commands when you live in the promised land, Moses said. Do not forget them, and do not forget what God has done. Teach these commands to your children and grandchildren, and tell them about God. Moses told the people to be careful. He said, worship only God. Moses said that God cares about his people. The Lord alone is God. There is no other besides him, said Moses. He is God in heaven and on earth. He alone is God. There is no other besides him. Then Moses said, obey God's commands so that you may live in the promised land for a long time. Moses told the people to obey God and worship only him. Jesus brings us to the Father, and we obey him because only he is God.